So this is going to be the first installment of a series of album reviews, I guess I'm doing. And the first, we have an album that I didn't actually check out until a couple of weeks ago. This is RYUJIN's self-titled 2024 release, and I'm sure this is a melodic death metal album. I'm sure this is something that probably skipped past a lot of melodic death metal fans, myself included. And so RYUJIN is a band from Japan. They were formerly known as Guys, and they recently were signed to Napalm Records, so I figured I would check them out. And they also have management from Matthew K. Heafy from Trivium, and he features on 4 songs from this album. So we're going to talk about this album real quick. I'm going to highly endorse checking out this band. I was sleeping on checking them out for a while because at first I thought they were a little gimmicky. They have they dubbed their style samurai metal, so immediately I thought it was a gimmick, but I checked out this album in full, and I say it was pretty solid. I give it a 9 out of 10. 8.5, 9 out of 10. There were some moments that were a little off-putting. Now we're gonna talk about some of the highlights of this album. So there is 7 songs on here that I would think would be best to highlight this album and basically what it is. The second track right off the album, Gecko Kuju, it starts off with this very, very harsh wailing scream, and then immediately goes into some, you know, standard melodic death metal. And later in the album, we can hear this almost kind of like piratey folk part that kind of reminds me of Ailstorm a little bit, but I think it's pretty solid and fits the song. But the way that what this band likes to incorporate, I guess, traditional Japanese instrumentation into it. So you have, I don't know what it's called going off in the background, but no, it sounds Japanese. That's why they dubbed their style samurai metal. The song is great. Gecko Kuju from start to finish. Probably one of the best songs off the album. And it's one of the songs to get a music video. And then immediately followed up by Dragonfly Free. So the third song off the album, Dragonfly Free, starts off with a riff that would sound straight out of an In Flames album. Probably something like Come Clarity. But this song has got this is one of my favorite songs off the album. Got great instrumentation, got great riffs, got great vocals. One of the top 3 songs off of the album. Some of their songs are in English and some of them are in Japanese, which the one problem is that a lot of the Japanese lyrics do not translate good at all. RYUJIN Infusion, which I believe got the most views of the videos that they put out, is music videos, and this is one of the first song on the album that features Matthew Heafy, although he really is just repeating the same couple lines over and over, and basically in the chorus. And the one problem with this song, from start to finish, it is solid. However, the Japanese lyrics translated very bad to English, because it's kind of funny. It's kind of cringe at the same time, but I think that's just a translation thing, because if you hear because their translations for the actual Japanese fucking lyrics that they put in there, they sound fine. But when they sing in English, it's kind of iffy, hit or miss. And having a lot of Japanese bands I know just have this problem where their English lyrics just sound really stupid. And this band is no exception. And that's the reason why a lot of Japanese bands with English names sound bizarre as well, because it kind of gets lost in translation, or it means something different in Japanese. You have a crazy ass solo about in the later 2/3 of the song that honestly reminds me of Dragon Force. They stylistically, they're a lot like Children of Bodom, without the keyboards, really. Then we transition into the next song, which is essentially a ballad, the Rainbow Song, which is basically just a power metal song. And this one also features Matthew. It's a solid song. The guitar work is pretty solid. Everything is good with it, even though it's one of the lighter songs on the album. So I'm skipping over some of these. This album has 12 tracks on it, so I'm just going to point out the highlights for me. The next song that really stood out to me was Scream of the Dragon, which was the 7th track on the album, and immediately starts out with guitar work and everything phenomenal. You get your Children of Bodom vocals going on. The chorus it's clean vocals, but it fits into the rest of the song. It doesn't detract from the rest of the song. It's a Gurren no Yumiya, which is the Attack on Titan theme song. They made a cover of it, and it sounds solid. You know, I don't know anything about Attack on Titan except for the theme song, but it sounds pretty good to me. I think they did the cover a lot of justice. Also, they are Japanese, so this probably helps. So the last song on the album is another ballad, and it has mostly, I think it's all clean vocals, features Matthew Heafy doing part of the chorus. It's a good closer for an album that has a lot of twists and turns. They do a lot of different styles in their music, but at the end of the day, it's just melodic death metal. And like I said, this album was probably one of my most slept on from last year. That's why I checked it out again this year, and I bought it on CD, so I fucking liked it. You know, I don't buy albums I don't like on CD. So yeah, like I said, give this album a listen. This band's been around for a while, but they've had multiple different names. I think 2008 they were formed. It's probably one of the closest bands we have to sounding like Children of Bodom, like old school Children of Bodom sound, apart from like Ensiferum. But they do sound like Ensiferum at times too, and they have folk influences. So I would actually say they sound more like Ensiferum than Children of Bodom. But the vocals, they are straight Children of Bodom vocals. So yeah, that was a quick album review. I'll do some more of these depending on the reception of this.